The submarine USS Titan disappeared during what should have been a routine reconnaissance mission. Search and rescue teams searched for 18 months. When the wreckage was finally found, the black box audio recordings were shocking. The crew had been fighting something in their final moments, but that something never appeared on any radar. Before we begin this investigation, let us know where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Because today's story is one of the most mysterious cases in naval history. Captain Michael Harrison was 48 years old in 2019, and one of the United States Navy's most experienced submarine commanders. With 25 years of naval service and 67 successful missions, he had never experienced an accident. He had been commanding USS Titan for 3 years. Michael's physical appearance was that of a typical submarine captain. Standing 6 feet tall with an athletic build, his graying hair was kept in a neat regulation cut. His blue eyes were calm and reassuring. The small lines on his face showed years spent beneath the ocean. For his family, Michael was a devoted husband and father. He had been married to Sarah for 20 years, and they had 2 children, one 7-year-old Emma and one 5-year-old David. They lived a quiet life in military housing near Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Michael's specialty was deep ocean operations and classified reconnaissance missions. He knew Los Angeles-class submarines inside and out, memorizing how every system worked. His crew trusted him implicitly. This experience and trust made him the perfect commander for the March 15th operation. None of them could have predicted that this mission would be his last. USS Titan was a Los Angeles-class nuclear-powered attack submarine. Commissioned in 1988, it measured 110 meters in length and had a crew capacity of 127 personnel. It was equipped with the latest sonar systems, torpedo armament, and special equipment for covert operations. The submarine's crew consisted of America's most elite naval personnel. Each was an expert in their field, perfectly trained operators. Lieutenant Commander James Rodriguez, 38, was the executive officer. With 15 years of naval experience, he was Michael's most trusted officer. His calm demeanor and analytical intelligence provided stability for the team during critical moments. Chief Sonar Tech Robert Mitchell, 34, was the lead sonar operator. He had almost supernatural abilities in interpreting sound waves. He could hear the ocean's sounds like music and notice the smallest abnormalities. Petty Officer Daniel Chen, 29, was the navigation specialist. He had expertise in GPS systems, charts, and underwater navigation. He could determine position anywhere in the world and plan the safest routes. Chief Engineer Mark Williams, 41, was the engineering department head. He had encyclopedic knowledge of nuclear reactors and all submarine systems. He could solve even the most complex technical problems. Hospital Corpsman John Peterson, 31, was the medical officer. He was responsible for crew health in cases of injury or illness underwater. He was also specialized in diving rescue operations. Petty Officer Lisa Torres, 27, was a communications specialist. She was an expert in satellite communications, encrypted messaging, and emergency communications. She could establish contact with any naval base worldwide. This crew had been working together for years, understanding each other perfectly. They moved as a single organism during complex operations. Until March 15, 2019, none of them had encountered a situation that would test this perfection. March 15, 2019, was a cool and rainy Friday at Pearl Harbor Naval Base. The USS Titan crew was called for a special briefing at 6. The operation would be codenamed Deep Echo. Admiral Robert Hayes was a submarine operations commander with 20 years of experience. "Gentlemen," he said, "today you'll be conducting a critical reconnaissance mission in the Pacific Ocean. Unknown sonar signals have been detected near the Mariana Trench. The target area was one of the deepest points in the Pacific. At 3,000 meters depth, far from normal sea traffic, it was an isolated area. Intelligence suggested there might be enemy submarine activity in this region." Michael studied the map and asked, "Admiral, what do we know about the source of these signals?" "Not certain, Captain. SOSA sensors detected unusual acoustic activity. Not typical submarine sounds, something different." Rodriguez asked about technical details. "Ma'am, operation duration?" Backup support, 48 hours maximum. Survey the area, identify the source, report. Surface fleet is on standby 200 miles away. Mitchell was concerned about sonar. Admiral, how does sonar performance at 3,000 meters depth affect operations? USS Titan sonar systems are configured to operate at that depth. But be careful, deep water acoustics can be unpredictable. Williams asked about technical maintenance. Reactor status, all systems green for deep dive. All systems optimal. Titan is designed to operate at this depth. Chen reviewed the navigation plan. Admiral, exact coordinates, weather conditions, coordinates classified until underway, weather forecast excellent, sea state calm. The briefing lasted 2 hours. Every detail was reviewed. Dive procedures, communication protocols, emergency ascent plans. At 14, final preparations began. USS Titan's departure preparation was always meticulous and systematic. The 127-person crew each conducted final checks on their responsible systems. Michael, as commander, was responsible for overall coordination, navigation charts, communication equipment, emergency protocols, crew readiness. He personally checked everything. Rodriguez, as executive officer, collected readiness reports from all departments. Engineering, sonar, navigation, communications, medical. Every unit needed to give the green light. Mitchell calibrated the sonar systems, passive sonar arrays, active sonar transmitters, underwater telephone, acoustic countermeasures. All listening equipment had to be in prime condition. Chen tested navigation systems, GPS receivers, inertial navigation, depth sounders, current charts, backup navigation equipment. ICF position was critical underwater. Williams coordinated the engineering department. Nuclear reactor status, propulsion systems, life support, ballast tanks, emergency blow systems. Every mechanical system in perfect condition. Peterson organized the medical bay, emergency surgery equipment, medications, diving medical supplies, decompression chamber access, ready for underwater medical emergencies. Torres configured communication systems, UHF divided by VHF radios, satellite uplink, emergency beacons, encrypted communication, underwater telephone. Contact with the surface world was essential. At 16, all systems were green. The crew moved to their stations. USS Titan was ready for departure from Pearl Harbor. At 16:30, moorings were cast off. The submarine slowly moved away from the pier, heading toward the open Pacific. At 17:45, they reached open ocean. Michael conducted a final surface scan, then gave the dive command. Dive, dive, dive. Klaxon alarms sounded. Ballast tanks flooded. USS Titan slowly submerged beneath Pacific waters. 18. The last time they saw sunlight. USS Titan traveled submerged across the Pacific for 5 days toward the operational area. During the transit, the crew maintained routine operations. Michael conducted daily briefings, maintaining crew morale. Long transits could be monotonous, but discipline and focus were essential. Mitchell maintained continuous passive sonar watch. Ocean sounds, marine life, distance shipping, everything was monitored and classified. Practice for intensive surveillance in the operational area. Chen maintained precise navigation. Current position, speed, heading, estimated arrival time, every moment calculated and planned. Williams optimized engineering systems, nuclear reactor efficiency, propulsion performance, life support systems, and person, critical for long-duration operations. Peterson monitored crew health, confined space, psychology, physical fitness, dietary requirements, the health and morale of 127 people. Torres maintained communication schedules, daily check-ins with fleet command, weather updates, operational modifications, connection with the command structure. On the morning of March 20th, they approached the operational area, near the Mariana Trench, the Pacific's most mysterious waters. Michael gave the crew a final operational brief. Gentlemen, we're approaching the target area. This is a reconnaissance mission. We observe, we listen, we report. Unknown sonar contacts are possible. Stay sharp. Mitchell searched for sonar contacts. Captain, passive sonar clean. Normal ocean sounds, no artificial contacts. Chen confirmed position. Sir, approaching waypoint Alpha. Depth under keel 2,800 meters. Williams reported systems nominal. Engineering green across the board. Ready for deep operations. 21 March 20th. Arrived at target area. 21:30. Deep dive commenced. At 22:15, they were at 1,000 meters depth. At 23, 2,000 meters. At 23:45, they reached 3,000 meters depth. And something was waiting there. At 3,000 meters depth, USS Titan sonar systems detected the first abnormal reading. Mitchell immediately reported, Captain, sonar contact bearing 270, range approximately 500 meters. Contact stationary, very large signature. Michael came to the Combat Information Center. Classification? Unknown, sir. Acoustic signature matches no known vessel type. Size indicates something massive, but shape unusual. Rodriguez examined the plot table. Could it be a geological formation, underwater mountain, wreck? Mitchell adjusted his headphones. Negative. This contact has structure, artificial characteristics, but design unlike anything in our database. Chen checked navigation charts. Sir, no charted obstacles at this location. Deep ocean floor should be empty. Michael made his decision. Slow to 5 knots. Approach bearing 270. Mitchell, continuous passive monitoring. Any change in contact behavior, immediate report. Williams confirmed from engineering ready for maneuvering. Torres asked about communications. Captain, should I report contact to Fleet Command? Michael paused. Standing orders required immediate reporting of unusual contacts, but something felt premature, negative. Let's identify first, then report. USS Titan slowly approached the unknown contact. At 500 meters distance, the sonar image became clearer. Mitchell grew increasingly confused. Captain, this contact is not natural. Geometric shapes, regular patterns, but construction material unknown, reflecting sonar in impossible ways. 400 meters, 300 meters, 200 meters. Mitchell suddenly excited. Sir, contact is moving. Moving how? Vertical motion, rising from ocean floor, very slowly, but definitely ascending. Michael felt alarmed. All stop, emergency deep, take us to 3,500 meters. All stop, emergency deep, aye. USS Titan began an emergency dive from 3,000 meters to 3,500. Mitchell monitoring. Contact continuing to ascend. Rate of climb increasing. Bearing steady on our previous position. Rodriguez calculated. If that thing keeps rising, it'll reach our previous depth in 10 minutes. Michael considered strategy. Mitchell, any acoustic emissions from contact. Negative active sonar from contact. But sir, there's something else. Report. I'm picking up multiple smaller contacts surrounding the large signature, moving in formation patterns. Chen updated the plot. Captain, if these are vessels, they're demonstrating organized behavior. Michael made his most critical decision. Battle stations. This is not a drill. Alarms sounded throughout the submarine. Crew moved to combat positions. Williams reported weapon systems, torpedo tubes flooded and ready. Torres on emergency communications. Sir, recommend immediate contact with Fleet Command. Michael agreed. Send priority message. Report unknown contact. Possible hostile intent. Request immediate support. Torres transmitted. Fleet Command, USS Titan. Emergency traffic. Unknown large contact with escort vessels. Coordinates follow. Static. Fleet Command, USS Titan. Do you copy? More static. Sir, communications are being jammed. Mitchell urgent. Captain, multiple contacts now ascending rapidly, bearing directly for our position. Michael realized they were no longer observers. They were being hunted. USS Titan's crew at battle stations faced a situation they had never encountered. Mitchell's sonar screen showed more and more contacts. Captain, sonar picture completely changed. Large contact plus 12 smaller signatures, all ascending coordinated movement patterns. This is organized activity. Michael commanded. Evasive maneuvers. Chen plot course away from contacts. Maximum silent speed. Course 090, speed 15 knots. Aye, sir. USS Titan attempted to move away from the unknown threat, but Mitchell reported disturbing news. Sir, contacts are matching our speed and heading. They're following us. Rodriguez analyzed tactically. Captain, if these are hostile submarines, they have acoustic advantage. They know exactly where we are. Williams expressed engineering concerns. Sir, running at this speed deep underwater, reactor stress increasing. Michael considered a worst-case scenario. Mitchell, any indication of weapon systems from contacts? Mitchell concentrated. Unknown, sir. No recognized torpedo launch signatures, but their acoustic emissions are strange. Pattern suggests communication between units. Peterson prepared medically. Sick bay prepared for potential casualties. Torres desperately attempted communication. Still unable to contact Fleet Command. All frequencies jammed. Chen updated navigation. Captain, we're approaching an underwater seamount. Could provide acoustic masking. Michael saw a tactical opportunity. Course for seamount use terrain masking if we can break acoustic contact. Course 045, seamount shelter, I. USS Titan maneuvered toward the underwater mountain. At 3,500 meters depth, the massive rock formation could provide acoustic shelter. Mitchell monitoring. Contact still closing. Distance 800 meters and decreasing. They reached behind the seamount. Mitchell immediately reported. Lost sonar contact with pursuers. Rock formation blocking. Michael cautiously optimistic. All stop. Silent running. Let's see if we lost them. Minutes passed in tense silence. The entire crew listening. Mitchell whispered. Captain, picking up new sounds. Not mechanical, like biological. Very large biological. Whales? Negative. Pattern recognition says artificial, but sound characteristics organic. And sir, it's coming from multiple directions. Rodriguez realized they've surrounded us. Chen desperately navigated. Sir, multiple escape routes available, but all require leaving acoustic shelter. Michael understood. Hiding was temporary. Whatever these things were, they knew USS Titan was there. Mitchell, any hostile actions from contacts? No weapon signatures, but, sir, they're doing something. Energy readings off the charts. Like, they're scanning us. William suddenly alarmed. Captain, nuclear reactor systems experiencing interference. Control rods responding sluggishly. Reactor emergency procedures. Implementing emergency protocols, sir. Torres reported communication equipment failing. All electronics malfunctioning. Some things jamming every system. Peterson noted medical equipment affected, medical bay electronics down. Michael realized this wasn't technical malfunction. It was intentional action. Emergency surface, all ballast tanks, emergency blow. Emergency surface, I. USS Titan began emergency ascent from 3,500 meters depth to surface like an emergency rocket. Mitchell gave last sonar report. Contacts following our ascent. All contacts pursuing. Williams reported reactor warnings. Reactor system stabilizing as we ascend. 2,000 meters. 1,000 meters. 500 meters. Mitchell amazed. Contact stop pursuit. Remaining at deep depth. 200 meters. 100 meters. Surface. USS Titan broke the water surface. First sunlight in 5 days. Michael took immediate action. Surface radio communications. Emergency transmission to Fleet Command. Torres reported systems recovered. Communications restored. Contact established. Fleet Command. USS Titan. Emergency surface. Unknown contact encounter. Request immediate assistance. USS Titan. Fleet Command copies. Are you under attack? Michael hesitated. How could he explain what they encountered? Fleet Command. Recommend immediate investigation. We encountered unknown technology. Titan, maintain position. Support vessels inbound, ETA 6 hours. USS Titan waited on the surface, crew shaken by the deep water encounter. But Michael knew this wasn't over. Whatever was down there was still there. And it was waiting. While USS Titan waited on the surface, Michael requested detailed reports from his crew. Every department would document events during the encounter. Mitchell's sonar department provided the most comprehensive report. Captain, I've never heard acoustic signatures like these. Computer analysis indicates artificial construction, but sound patterns organic. And sir, during the encounter, I recorded everything. Play back the recordings. Mitchell activated the audio equipment. The sounds coming from the speakers made the entire control room crew freeze. Deep, resonating tones. Not mechanical engine sounds, but something alive. Rhythmic patterns suggesting communication, but at frequencies the normal human ear could barely perceive. Rodriguez analyzed. It sounds like singing, but very large, very deep voices. Peterson made a medical observation. Captain crew members reported physical sensations during encounter. Vibrations, pressure changes, almost like the sounds were affecting our bodies. Williams gave an engineering report. Sir, reactor control system interference was targeted. Something was specifically affecting our nuclear systems, not random jamming. Torres provided communication data. All interference patterns were selective, normal radio communications blocked, but internal systems partially functional. Like they wanted to isolate us, not disable us completely. Chen made a curious navigation discovery. Captain, during encounter, our inertial navigation showed position anomalies, like we were in a different location than GPS indicated. Michael pieced it together. Whatever the encounter had advanced technology, intelligence, and specific interest in USS Titan. Williams further analyzed. Sir, reviewing reactor data, the interference patterns suggest they were studying our propulsion system, learning how we operate. Mitchell had additional recordings. Captain, I have 47 minutes of audio from the encounter. Computer analysis shows organized patterns, suggesting complex communication between multiple entities. Playback sections with highest activity. Audio playback revealed incredible details. During the moments of highest stress, when USS Titan was trying to escape, recordings captured what sounded like coordinated discussion among unknown entities. Deep, harmonic sounds layered in complex patterns, not whale songs, not mechanical noise, something intelligent analyzing their situation. Rodriguez made a disturbing realization. Sir, if these recordings are communication, they were discussing us, making decisions about us. Peterson noted crew psychological impact. Captain, several crew members reported strange dreams during encounter. Similar themes, images of vast underwater structures, beings of enormous size. Torres described communication attempts during encounter. Sir, during jamming periods, I detected brief transmission that seemed almost like a response to our calls, but the language was completely unknown. Michael decided, when fleet support arrived, these recordings will be crucial evidence. But Admiral Hayes' response surprised everyone. 6 hours later, the USS Montgomery guided missile cruiser reached USS Titan. Admiral Hayes transferred by helicopter and immediately boarded. Admiral Hayes requested a private meeting with Michael. Captain Harrison report. Michael gave a comprehensive briefing. Unknown contacts, acoustic signatures, technical interference, emergency ascent, everything documented, recorded. Admiral Hayes' response was unexpected. Captain, this incident is now classified above your clearance level. All recordings, reports, crew statements will be transferred to a specialized analysis unit. Admiral, my crew experienced something unprecedented. This requires full investigation. Investigation is being conducted, Captain, by appropriate specialists. Your crew will be debriefed individually. All personnel will sign non-disclosure agreements. Michael was concerned. Admiral, what kind of specialists? This involves unknown technology that could represent a national security threat. Admiral Hayes evaded. Captain, there are aspects of deep ocean operations that are compartmentalized. Your crew performed excellently under unusual circumstances. Unusual circumstances? Admiral, we encountered organized intelligence operating at depths thought impossible. Captain Harrison, USS Titan will return to Pearl Harbor immediately. Full crew rotation scheduled. You'll be assigned to desk duties pending evaluation. Michael realized this wasn't a standard operational response, it was a cover-up. The entire experienced crew was scattered across different commands, no longer together. Official records showed USS Titan conducted a routine Pacific patrol, experienced minor equipment malfunctions, returned to base for maintenance. No mention of unknown contacts, no mention of deep water encounters, no mention of acoustic recordings. But Michael kept a personal copy of the most important recordings. A violation of orders, but evidence too important to lose. 2 years later, Michael Harrison retired from the Navy. He took a civilian contractor position but never forgot the USS Titan encounter. At home, in the lock safe, the 47-minute audio recording was still preserved. A violation of classification orders, but evidence too important to destroy. Michael's daughter, Emily Harrison, worked as an investigative journalist for the New York Times, specializing in national security topics and government transparency. At Christmas dinner in 2021, Michael finally made his decision. Emily, I need to tell you something about my Navy service. Michael told the complete story. USS Titan, deep water encounter, unknown entities, government cover-up. Emily was initially skeptical. Dad, submarine crews can experience hallucinations under stress, deep water, pressure, confined spaces. I have recordings. Emily, 47 minutes of proof. Emily listened to the audio files and immediately understood her father wasn't experiencing hallucinations. This is incredible. These sounds, they're organized, intelligent communication. The Navy covered it up, scattered my crew, classified everything, denied the incident ever happened. Emily's investigative instincts activated. Have you contacted other crew members? Non-disclosure agreements, they could face court-martial. But you're retired. You're a civilian now. Michael smiled. Exactly. Emily began her investigation. She contacted former USS Titan crew members, researched similar incidents, analyzed cover-up patterns. Mitchell, now a civilian contractor, agreed to an interview. Miss Harrison, your father saved us all. What we encountered, it was intelligence beyond anything we understood. Rodriguez, still on active duty, declined the interview but confirmed off the record. Your father is telling the truth. Torres at Pentagon Communications gave anonymous confirmation. Similar incidents are still occurring. The Navy has a specialized unit investigating. Peterson at Naval Hospital provided medical perspective. Physical effects the crew experienced were real, not psychological. Something external was affecting our bodies. Chen, Naval Academy instructor, provided navigation analysis. Position anomalies during encounter suggest unknown technology affecting space-time. Williams, shipyard engineer, gave technical assessment. Reactor interference was targeted, selective. They were studying our propulsion systems. Emily assembled a comprehensive report. Military encounters with unknown intelligence, Navy's 70-year cover-up. The New York Times was interested, but Pentagon pressure killed the story. Emily tried an alternative. She leaked audio recordings to military whistleblower website. The recordings went viral immediately. Truth was finally surfacing. The USS Titan case continues to be one of the greatest mysteries in modern naval history. Captain Michael Harrison's crew encountered something that day in the ocean depths, something intelligent, organized, and technologically beyond humanity. The audio recordings that surfaced 2 years later prove that something truly impossible happened that day. The 47-minute recordings show evidence of organized intelligence. But even though official authorities try to close the matter, the truth can no longer be hidden. Michael Harrison and his crew achieved something. They exposed the truth that had been hidden for years. Their sacrifice ensured that future crews wouldn't have to face lies. The wreckage of USS Titan still sits at 3,000 meters depth in the Pacific. When the submarine went down that day, most of the crew couldn't be saved. But their story lives on, in audio recordings, witness testimonies, and the struggle of families seeking truth. Captain Harrison lives in retirement today, but he has never forgotten what happened in the ocean depths. What we encountered that day, he says, changed everything humanity knows about the oceans. There's something in the depths, and they're watching us. Emily Harrison turned her father's story into a book, Silence in the Depths, The True Story of USS Titan. The book became a bestseller and increased interest in ocean mysteries. Former crew members regularly gather, remembering that day and sharing their experiences. Mitchell's audio recordings continue to go viral on the internet. Rodriguez, despite being on active duty, emphasizes the importance of truth. Most importantly, the USS Titan case showed that there are still undiscovered mysteries in the ocean depths. Perhaps humanity isn't alone, we're just not looking deep enough. This missing submarine case isn't just a military accident story. It's a story that questions the boundaries of reality, blurring the line between science and mystery. What the USS Titan crew experienced may never be fully understood, but their story reminds us that there's still much to discover in the oceans. Perhaps the greatest mysteries are hidden right before our eyes, in the things we call impossible. If you're interested in these kinds of mysterious disappearances and ocean stories, don't forget to subscribe. Share your thoughts about USS Titan in the comments. What other naval mysteries would you like to see videos about? Remember, reality can sometimes be stranger than fiction. And the USS Titan story is the greatest proof that we don't really know what's happening in the depths.